Alright, back here with round one of our triple Ravnica rough drafts, and alright. I mean, we'll keep this. Not an especially exciting hand, but we got a removal spell. Got some random things. So let's just swamp and Thought Picker Witch. Pass the turn. See what our opponent's up to. Hopefully nothing too aggressive. Swamp. We're drawing our 5 drops, which I guess is fine. Get in with Thought Picker Witch. Pass the turn. Oh, alright. Opponent's green-black. Well, this might mean they're dredging, and that would be good for us. Let's get in with Thought Picker Witch. And just run out our Lore Broker. So now we can just kind of leave up Thought Picker Witch and use it like protection from removal. We draw a Swamp. Well, play the Swamp, pass the turn. Probably wait and loot at the end of our opponent's turn. Woodray Strangler, not super good. Opponent, no attacks. Alright, let's loot. Well, both loot. Disembowel's good. I think we discard Brain Spoil. We do need this land. Lurking Informant. So play the Swamp. I don't really want to... Alright. Let's just play Tidewater Minion. I would like to leave up removal, so if things go wrong, we can sack our creature to Thought Picker Witch and at least get some mill value, but I think getting a blocker out there is more important than that plan. Bone it. Bramble Elemental. We are going to need to kill that at some point. Well, let's keep looting. And we'll discard Signet for now. We really need a land drop. Alright, let's loot main phase. There's a land. I think we got to discard Lurking Informant, unfortunately. Play the island, pass the turn. So this lets us disembowel the Bramble Elemental if our opponent tries to enchant it. Opponent gets in for 4. Yeah, we'll just take 4 for now. Sky Sweep, yup. Oh. And a Siege Worm. Alright, let's disembowel Bramble Elemental. Now we gotta kill Siege Worm. Alright, make our opponent discard their last 2 cards. Oh, goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Another Siege Worm and Glencrawler. Oh, wow. Good thing we got rid of those. And yeah, let's main phase loot. Since our opponent's empty-handed, now this is just milling. We'll discard the land. Play Roofstalker right. Pass the turn. So now we might just be double blocking Siege Worm. Well, we'll see. Bonnet gets in with Siege Worm. We'll take the hit for now. We could loot into more removal, and that takes care of the problem. We do have removal that just kills it. Down to 11. Untap Lore Broker. Opponent Dark Blast. I guess we could have sacked to Thought Picker Witch. Is our opponent going to dredge Dark Blast? That would be pretty okay. Yeah, let's discard Tattered Drake. Still not removal. Alright, let's pass the turn. So now I think we got a double block with Tidewater Minion and Lore Broker. Opponent dredges. Oh, big attack, eh? Is this worth it? Let's take 5 one more turn. We're so close to making this work. We just need to find a removal spell. So put the island on top of our deck. Loot with Lore Broker. Opponent dredges down to 16. We discard the land. Untap Lore Broker. Loot with Lore Broker. Discard the land. Alright, I guess we just gotta pass. This turn we have to do the double block, I think. Leave up Induce Paranoia. We're actually kind of close. Did our opponent dredge? Alright, they dredge Dark Blast. Opponent attacks. It is not great to have to use our counter in this fashion, but block and block. Induce Paranoia on Dark Blast feels pretty disappointing. So let's loot with Lore Broker. Opponent's getting pretty low on cards. Oh, there's Entrancer too. I think this is fine. I think we actually discard Keening Banshee. I think we need Entrancer here. Untap Lore Broker. Loot with Lore Broker. We want to do this on the stack so they can't dredge back Dark Blast. Yikes. Alright, discard Disembowel. Counter Dark Blast. So now all we lose is our Looter. Last Grasp is pretty good. Alright, play Entrancer. And with our Tidewater minion, this should mill our opponent out pretty quickly. So pass the turn. Our opponent's, yeah, I think our opponent's dredging is off the table. And they have to find a way to deal with this Entrancer pretty fast. Opponent passes. Alright, we'll just pass. I think we actually just win next turn. Because we can mill a total of 8 with this Entrancer and Tidewater minion. Oh, opponent splashing. Alright, so mill our opponent. Untap Entrancer. Mill our opponent. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. That is exactly what we were trying to do. Our opponent has some high-end bombs. Good lord. So we get to see most of our opponent's deck. There's a lot of stuff that isn't great, but there's some stuff that's very strong. So what we're not super worried about our opponent. We're not super worried about our opponent dredging, because that's actually helping us on our mill goal. What we got to watch out for are Siege Worms, Glencrawler, and also Scatter the Seeds is a pretty good card and a pretty good enabler. Wherever it is. It was in the graveyard somewhere. Scatter the Seeds. So Scatter the Seeds makes 3 tokens with Convoke, so it can come down really early, and then those tokens can Convoke out the Siege Worm. So that's what we're aware of. Do we have anything that specifically fights this? We have decent removal. Brain Spoil seems fairly important. Disembowel is tough to kill the big stuff with. I don't know if this is... maybe we just don't need Shred Memory. We didn't see much removal from our opponent. We could bring in Stasis Cell as an additional removal spell. I mean, I guess Brain Spoil kills the big things. Disembowel sometimes does, and Induced Paranoia can counter them. Plus Last Grasp plus Blocker can do it, so maybe we just run it back? Alright, yeah, let's run it back. Ooh, okay. I guess we can try this. We're going to need to draw lands, but we have an early game removal spell. Land, please, island? Alright, there we go. So we have an early game removal spell. We have our bomb rare. Got some mill. And a way to deal with our opponent's first big threat. Signet's fine. Signet lets us get down Surku. Am I saying that right? Tron Assembled. Sadistic Augur Mage for our opponent. Well, let's just swamp and get down Surku. So this means whenever we cast anything, we're going to start exiling away our opponent's cards. And if our opponent kills it, we can Tourniquet it back. Alright, Fist of the Ironwood, makes some 1/1s, gives it trample. Would have been nice if we could have left up removal there. Opponent gets in for 3. Yes, we will take it. Down to 17. More Brain Spoils is nice. And let's just Entrancer. Pretty good blocker. Start exiling away our opponent's stuff. And just a swamp. Not an exciting exile. Pass the turn. So I'm assuming our opponent's going to play something huge here. Like a Siege Worm. And then hopefully we can just Brain Spoil it. Or Scatter the Seed. So opponent's going wide. And passes. Well, let's pass the turn. Induced Paranoia is actually a pretty good draw here. So we can just play the instant speed game. Undercity Shade. Alright, that's fine. We can just Last Grasp this Shade. Why our opponent doesn't have mana. So let's Last Grasp. Exile a card. We're good at exiling lands that our opponent probably didn't want to draw anyway. Mill our opponent. Mana? We're fine with drawing lands here. Alright, Disembowel is good. So I guess we can just play the removal mill game. Opponent has a land. Golgari Rotworm. Yeah, let's Paranoia it. Also gets to mill 5. There goes 1 Siege Worm, which is nice. Opponent passes. Alright. I mean, we're drawing all our removal, so we're just gonna 100% play the control game for the time being. Mortipede. Yup. Alright, so let's kill Mortipede. Exile a card. Is this just going to work? Are we just going to mill our opponent out? I haven't exiled anything. Oh, we're getting cards under here too, I see. And then mill our opponent. They still have a Glencrawler somewhere. Play the land. Pass the turn. Opponent's down to 13 cards. That's not a high number. Is this Glencrawler time? Woodray Strangler. Sure. And last card. Another worm. Another worm. Now, mill our opponent. Untap. Play the island. Kill the worm. Exile a card. Oh, we are super close. Opponent's down to 9 cards in their library. We have not done much of anything this game other than kill things. Stinkweed. Yup. At some point, our opponent's going to have to start attacking. Yeah, this is the point. So, block Strangler, block Augur Mage. Yeah, opponent regenerates. And fortunately, we have to redraw this Tourniquet. I think that's fine, though. Mill our opponent. Down to 6. Oh, they found their Dark Blast. Redraw Tourniquet. This feels awkward, but we're just going to run out Tourniquet, exile a card. No creatures to return. Pass the turn. There goes Golgari Guildmage. That's a good one to exile. Pass the turn. So I think we just win next turn, unless our opponent can find a way to kill us. If they Dark Blast, we win immediately. That's a lot of manas. There's Glencrawler. Beginning of your end step, return to your hand all creature cards that were put there from the battlefield this turn. Yep. Do not think that's going to matter, because we just mill our opponent out here. Attacks, 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 attacks. So block, block, block. Take 3, 4. Opponent regenerates. Yep. And it looks like we get the whole mill and kill. Mill our opponent to 2. Opponent's got 2 cards left. Untap. Mill our opponent for 2. Down to 0. And now we'll pass the turn. And I think that should do it. Drawing with 0 cards in your deck. And, well, I guess mill is a good strategy. We did not do hardly anything. We cast 2 creatures that entire game. We cast 1 Lobotomist and 1 Entrancer. And that was enough, apparently. So, yeah, we will take it. Thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already, take a minute and click that subscribe button. It's a great way to support the channel for free, and you'll find the next video in the playlist right here.